What do you think of Feleipe Franks? Like, what's his ceiling? Or like, do you think he can be a championship quarterback? Is really the question.
Peace, all praise to the Most High, Yahweh Ba'Shem Yahweh Shai. Again, peace and greetings. We just gonna get into it. Today we're just gonna talk a little sports, talk a little Feleipe Franks, maybe a little Florida Gators football. Got the brother Sean here, of course.
What's going on? Peace.
Right. So, man, let's get into it, man, because I've been excited, you know what I'm saying, to talk about these topics, man, to get into it. I know we said we were going to talk about Florida, and specifically a little bit about Feleipe Franks. So I know you had maybe some questions and.
Yeah. So I mean, we were talking about this earlier. Like, I want to talk about the QB situation specifically, and what I was interested in was sort of where do you think, like, how good do you think Feleipe Franks is? Like, where do you think his ceiling is? Where do you think his floor is? Right. Do you think he's going to be able to be a championship quarterback for the Florida Gators? Because that's what they want. They want him, you know, to be able to take on the Tebow mantle, you know, and be someone who can win the championship for them. Because they've had championship quarterbacks in the past, and that's what they've been missing, you know.
Right.
So do you think Feleipe Franks can fill those shoes based on what you've seen in the past 2 years?
Yeah, I mean, that's a really good question, brother. Me personally, I do believe that he has what it takes. I think he needs to up his completion percentage, of course, you know, and become more accurate. I think that's going to be the main thing that's going to take him to the next level. And especially, you know, hitting that back foot and just letting it rip, you know, having the confidence to let it rip, you know, don't be gun shy. So based over the past 2 years, you've seen progression, right? Yeah. I think we've seen progression. Yeah. Especially his completion percentage jumped even when Dan Mullen came. Yeah. Because I think he was around 54 to 56%.
He wasn't good his first year.
No, it wasn't good.
It wasn't good.
But this year he was like right around 60%, you know? And if you track him over some of the games, which I was looking into, he was around 70%, you know, in some of the games. And his better performance, he was always up over 60%.
Yeah.
So, I think he had, look, the kid is 6'6", right? 6'5", 6'6". He's like 230, 240.
He's a big guy.
Right?
He's not small. And like you said, he runs, he's nimble. He's like, he's not a Tebow runner, right? He's not a bruising runner, but he's not small either. So it's gonna hurt at least a little bit to hit him. He's bigger than most of your linebackers. Yeah. And he has like a basketball frame, really. He's more like a basketball frame, so he can move his body around. It's not like he's a stick in the mud, you know. And we've seen highlights of him using his feet.
Right.
So it's interesting because I know a lot of people don't think that he is a championship caliber quarterback, you know, because like we said, we mentioned his 55% completion.
That's not good
in his first year. But he has all of these attributes and qualities of these past elite quarterbacks.
Yeah, I think he's a good kid.
And he is a good kid, and he seems to have some leadership qualities. Like, it's not like when you see him interact with his teammates on the sideline, he don't look like, it's not like they hate him. Like, it's not like they're running away from this guy. Like, they seem to rally around him. So the difference, you know, you mentioned is the improvement, and you talked about Dan Mullen.
Right.
And I really think Dan Mullen is a big part of the improvement that we saw, the offense that Dan Mullen puts in. You know, we mentioned Tim Tebow or even Chris Leak. That's two quarterbacks that won championships at Florida with Dan Mullen as their offensive coordinator.
Right.
So I think he does have a big deal in the improvement. So the question is then, how much more will he improve this year? So is what he did last year, do you think that's enough? If he turns in the same performance as last year, is that going to be enough for Florida to win a championship.
Well, okay.
Which was I believe like 28 touchdowns and like.
I think he was 24-6 last year.
Six interceptions. Okay. Yeah.
Right. So he was 24-6 last year. His completion percentage was hovering right around 62 for almost 2,500 yards. Right.
Mm-hmm.
And that's not even to account what he ran for.
Mm-hmm.
You know. And what was Florida's record when they finished? What was it? 10-3 last year, and they won a New Year's Day bowl game.
Yeah.
You know. So
they beat Michigan.
They beat Michigan. You know. So, and Michigan, the last few times they played them in the bowl games,
they got smacked by Michigan.
They got smacked, got thumped up by Michigan.
They got their redemption.
Yeah, definitely. They definitely got their redemption. So, I would say earlier in the year, I was worried about Feleipe Franks, you know. Watching some of the games, you know, I thought like, man, you know, is he going to fold under the pressure, you know, when those games came. But you look at his last 5 games, right? Last 5 games, right? Besides that loss to Missouri, right? Bad loss, okay? He was pretty good. All things considered, you know?
Yeah.
He was pretty good. He had a couple of games where he had big games, a couple of games where he ran it better, you know, but the complete package of what he brought to the table was enough for them to beat their in-state rival, Florida State.
Yeah.
They thumped them.
He finished the season real strong.
Right? And they thumped South Carolina a couple of weeks before that, too.
Well, they almost lost to South Carolina.
I mean, I don't want to say they thumped. You're right. They didn't thump him, but he played.
Yeah.
I thought he played well.
Yeah, he did.
I'm going to say he played well. But then they went on to, you know, to thump again Florida State, and then they thumped Michigan in New Year's Bowl.
So, I guess, for my where I'm at now, because the thing about Feleipe Franks is he has now 2 years of tape out there, right?
Mm-hmm.
So the tape now you can make highlights off of Feleipe Franks, and they look nice. Like they look like, yo, this guy is a problem, right? He's a weapon. He looks like a weapon. And then you can make tapes of Feleipe Franks.
Woo!
He looks like the worst quarterback. The quarterback you would never want to trust your team to. And I look at it like I remember when he was in when Jim McElwain was the coach and they were first recruiting him. And I was looking at his highlight tapes where it looked like, okay, he needed time. But if he didn't get that time the proper way, he wouldn't pan out.
Right.
And I thought he wouldn't pan out after the first year under Jim McElwain. Into Dan Mullen, he looks good, but it still doesn't. I don't know if that means he's panned out yet. You know what I mean? Well, was his ceiling last year, or can he actually reach to the heights that he looked like when he first came out of high school as a 4-star recruit out of high school?
That's hard to say. Dan Mullen, look, man, I think he got the most out of Tim Tebow and Chris Lee.
Yeah.
I think he maximized those guys' talent, but those guys were winners, you know what I'm saying? Is Feleipe Franks a winner now?
That's what we don't know yet.
Right, because if he's a winner, that's going to take his ceiling up there. And he doesn't have to be the best quarterback in the country to win the SEC.
No, he doesn't.
Right? He just got to be a top quarterback in the SEC.
And really with them, you just got to fit into the offense well and be consistent in the offense. Because, you know, like you say, he got the most he possibly could out of Tim Tebow, right?
Right.
You know, Chris Lee, you know, he got the most out of Chris Lee.
Right.
He got the most out of, you would say, when he was at Mississippi State, he got the most out of Nick Fitzgerald,
and
and he got the most out of Dak Prescott. I mean, Dak Prescott was like a 3-star recruit. Fitzgerald was a 2-star recruit.
Look, and Dak Prescott in the NFL, he is what he is. He's not even gangbusters to me in the NFL. He's a good middle of the road quarterback. You know?
Yeah, but he was. You know, he was Heisman candidate.
They were number 1 in the nation.
Heisman candidate in college, and Nick Fitzgerald was a Heisman candidate.
Yes.
And it's like, the question is, does Dan Mullen need to make Feleipe Franks Heisman candidate?
Yes.
To win the championship.
Look, I think that's where the rubber's gonna meet the road. Right? Is at Dan Mullen, the buck gonna stop with him at the head football coach's office, right? I know he ain't Steve Spurrier, you know what I'm saying, nothing like that. But, well, I mean, let me not say that.
Not yet.
Not yet, okay? Yeah. Oh, he ain't the old ball coach yet, okay? No. But, you know, he is talented enough a coach, you know what I'm saying, to get Feleipe Franks to that level.
All right.
If he did it, I'm going to say this one last thing. If he did it with Fitzgerald, right, who, that dude's not going to sniff an NFL roster, you know what I'm saying?
Feleipe Franks is a better thrower of the ball than Fitzgerald.
Way better. Way better. He's not as good as runner.
Their accuracy is about equally terrible.
Yes.
But Feleipe Franks can make more throws, I would say, than Fitzgerald.
Right.
And but Fitzgerald would be a better runner, definitely a better runner.
Right. So I think the main thing is,
see, to me, Franks might be as good a runner as Dak Prescott. If not, maybe better.
He's probably better than Dak. I think he's faster in the straight line than Dak.
You know what I mean? Yeah. So like, and he had as much shakes as
he got some shake.
He got as much shake as Dak Prescott would have a shake. So he can run as much as Dak Prescott. Right?
I mean,
maybe not take as much punishment, but he can run as well.
Feleipe Franks looks like an athlete, you know what I'm saying? But he looks like a quarterback too.
Or like a wiry athlete.
Yeah. His look.
Like a basketball player.
Look, I think he got all of the tools. I like his throwing motion. I think it's smooth enough. I think he should be more accurate. I just think he's not confident.
Yeah, I don't know why he's not more accurate. It's frustrating. Like when you watch some of his tape, some of his throws, it's just like the dude was open. And then you see some of his other throws where it's like the guy wasn't really open and you fit it in. Like, so it's like, man, I need that all the time. I want that all the time. The throw like a gunslinger. That's my thing. Like, he is a legit gunslinger quarterback. But to be a gunslinger, like you said, you got to be confident, and you got to have that confidence to play your game as a gunslinger. And he looks good as a gunslinger. Like when he directs trap when the play breaks down.
Right, and they scrambling.
When they scrambling, you know he can do it. Like you're like, oh, the play break. Then you're like, oh, big play about to like let somebody get loose. He about to hit him. Right. Like he tells somebody to come back this way. He's scrambling. He gonna throw it. Yeah. That's how the bomb to Cleveland. A couple touchdowns to Cleveland like that.
Right.
A couple touchdowns period. If you look at his tape, he gets them when he's scrambling, and the receiver breaks the route a little bit. And he finds.
I want to say this: he's gonna need to keep them on schedule this year because remember, Florida's gonna lose a lot in their defense. You know, they're gonna surrender a lot of NFL talent. You know, now don't get me wrong, they have stud athletes behind these guys too. You know, but I think he's gonna need to be more proficient on offense, keep that offense more on schedule. You know, maybe make up a little bit that they're going to be losing on that defense because the defense has been carrying them the last, how many seasons?
Really a decade. The defense has been what you come to see.
Right.
Like the defense hold up and see if this offense can scrounge something together to get us win.
I got no confidence in Georgia, so I think they can win the SECS, and I'm gonna make that prediction right now.
Oh no! I'm sort of I'm in the same boat. I think. Georgia, they have a lot of talent.
They do.
So the confidence I have is that they won't be easy to beat. But I also have confidence in their ability to mess stuff up, like to lose when they're not supposed to lose. Because that's what I know Georgia for. Like even take it back into McElwain and Muschamp when Georgia was better than us or better than Florida, and they would lose anyway. So that I don't have any faith in them to continue winning, even though they've won.
Who's going to challenge that? Who else is going to challenge in the SEC East?
South Carolina, I think, is going to have a chance this year because they've had so much consistency, and they had another shitty year last year.
Right.
So I think South Carolina will be all right in the East. Believe it or not, Vanderbilt. Only because
That's a bold prediction right
Yeah,
there.
it's a bold prediction. But because they've been playing Florida close for the past 5 years, trying to get better and better, and they still haven't beat us. And I feel like they're not going to beat us next year, but they're going to beat some other teams. And they always beat teams they're not supposed to. They're just going to beat a few more teams that they're not supposed to. Like they almost beat Notre Dame last year, you know.
So you saying they're going to be like 8-5?
Yeah, exactly. They're not about to be 10 and nothing or 9 and nothing.
Okay.
But they're going to get more than 7 wins.
Okay.
Maybe
I
they'll
said
get
8-5.
9. Maybe they
really
get
mean like 8-4.
Maybe they get 9 wins. They might get 9 wins. That's what I think Vanderbilt's going to be next year. Because I think Kentucky next year might lose to them.
Yeah.
You know, Tennessee's going to be good next year too. Tennessee's going to have a good team next
Tennessee
year.
has a lot of talent, man.
Tennessee is going to be a good team next year. So here's something else I wanted to talk to you about too. Because we're talking about how good how much Feleipe Franks can improve.
Mm-hmm.
How much do you think Emory Jones is going to improve? Like, how much playing time, how many snaps is he going to demand next year just off of him learning the offense and, you know, showing his talent? Like, because my boy, he's a better runner than Franks, period, right? Period.
I mean,
he's probably one of the best runners Dan Mullen has had at a quarterback position.
He's probably.
You know, he with maybe Fitzgerald. Fitzgerald is probably
right.
You know, in that realm with what we see from Emory Jones. Is it like Emory Jones is going to be that good a runner?
I think in order to maximize what you got with Feleipe Franks, you should not split their reps. With that being said,
really?
Hey,
okay, you said a lot right there. You said a lot there.
I know.
Because that's very interesting to where my theory is headed right now in my mind on how I see it needing to play out.
Right. Look, and how big is this kid, Emory Jones?
Emory's a good 2, 6'3". Look that up. Hold up. I'm gonna look that up.
Emory's 6'2", 192.
Okay, yeah.
He's 6'2", 192. Okay. Right?
So he's gonna be a cool 200 by the end of spring and fall camp.
Right.
So going into next year, you got a 200-pound, 6'2" runner.
6'3" maybe.
6'3", maybe 6'3", runs about a 4.5.
That's dangerous.
That's a dangerous
weapon. You got that.
Dangerous weapon.
Right.
And he can throw the ball accurately. That
is true.
Accurate throw.
But he got no experience right now.
Stuff.
He got no experience. He played some snaps, you know.
He got a little bit of snaps.
Okay.
But he only dipped his toe in the pool. He's not wet yet.
Exactly. And we're talking about the SEC too. Yeah. All right? So we're going to be clear about that. In my opinion, it's still the best conference. We're not here to say, I think we're in agreement that it's not hands and shoulders above.
Nah, it's not. It's not.
Conferences.
I could entertain arguments. I don't know if I'll accept them.
There you go. Well, if you entertaining them, then that's good.
Yeah.
Right. Okay. So that's that's basically a 6'2", 6'3", 200-pound, 4.4 running, pretty accurate quarterback. He's not pretty accurate, and you would say he's very accurate from what we've seen.
Yeah, from what we've seen, he's accurate.
Right. Okay. With just oppose him to Feleipe Franks, more experience, you know what I'm saying, bigger, you know what I'm saying, know he's going to be able to take the punishment, not as accurate, but a good runner.
Yeah.
Okay?
He's a good runner.
And if you coach him up, we don't know what his accuracy could be with another year in the MLS system, right? Mm-hmm. Going through another spring football, you know, getting all the coaching, getting all the reps.
So I guess
what I'm saying is don't study his growth. That's what I'm gonna say. I know what you got.
I mean, because you're saying you believe Franks can be a championship quarterback anyway.
I think in the SEC, he can lead them. And we're talking about the Big 12. I'm gonna be honest, and we might get some hate on this one. They're gonna be like, "Oh, you was just pumping him up. Now you're gonna basically shit on him, right?" What I'm saying, if it was the Big 12, I'd go with Emory Jones. If it was the Pac-12, I'd probably still go with him. If it was the ACC, with the Big 10, I'd keep Feleipe Franks. You know what I'm saying? But if it was in a conference where I had to worry about scoring 40 to 50 points,
50 points
a game, I would go with Emory Jones.
Franks is not.
He's not going to give me that every. I already know going in, he's not going to give that to me every game.
Every game. So, but you still think he can win a championship. If you think he's gonna win a championship, then you got to give him all the reps. I'm in a different camp. I
knew this where you was going, bro.
Go ahead. To me, Emory Jones is Tim Tebow, right?
Right.
So.
I get what you're saying. Not looking like, throwing like.
But in the process of where they are, so you got a Dan
Mullen. And Chris Leak.
Yeah. See how I'm going with this. Mm-hmm. So you got Dan Mullen coming into Florida as the offensive coordinator. Chris Leak is the already quarterback, right?
Right.
Chris Leak, I think, was already started for 2 years at that point.
2 years.
I think before Dan Mullen showed up, and then Dan Mullen.
Before you mean Urban?
Urban Meyer with Dan Mullen.
With Dan Mullen being there,
the offensive coordinator,
right? Exactly.
Talking to the quarterbacks, coaching the quarterbacks at the time. So he comes and he takes Chris Leak, and I think they came in 05. In 05 they went like 7-5, I think.
Right.
With Chris Leak.
Right.
The year after, right? So the 7-5 would equate to Dan Mullen's 10-3 year, right?
Okay, I get where you're going.
Incumbent quarterback.
Right.
The year after, Chris Leak got a lot better in the offense because it was a whole new offense too. This was a brand new offense they were bringing into the SEC at the time. So Chris Leak had to change everything he was doing. He had to run more.
Right. Wasn't they in a more pro style type offense?
Yeah, under Ron Zook. So similar to Feleipe Franks, he comes in, changes the offense. They go 10-3.
Because McElroy didn't. McElwain
was more pro style with some spread elements, but it all turned out to be bland and bullshit.
It was
trying to do a little bit of everything. Turned out to be.
It was an offense that didn't fucking work.
It did not work. Turned out to be nothing.
It was a piece of shit offense, even in the SEC.
It did not work at all. So moving on to Dan Mullen. So the next year he has. Once again, the quarterback that he made manageable, right? Was able to move, not win a ton of games, but win 7. And then bring in the guy who was meant for their offense at the same time. And then slide that guy in here and there. And we saw, what I like is that we saw a little bit of it last year already. Where we saw...
Look good, too.
Where we saw Franks go step to the side for a few seconds, let Emory come out, do a little bit more option, run around to the outside, had a quarterback run into the outside a few times and put in that wrinkle in. So I'm saying next year.
But until he get his ass popped, though.
Okay, and he can get popped a few times because what's happening is he going to come straight back out and we can put Franks back in. And the thing is, too, when.
I never liked the two quarterback. All right, go ahead.
The thing is, we 2 quarterbacked it in 2006.
Okay, I'll give you that.
And won the championship.
They did win the title.
And here's the thing, too.
It's a similar situation.
The thing I still love about it, and I know how people hate 2 quarterback situations.
I hate it.
I love 2 quarterback situations in the situation where both of them are the dual threats. Where both of them can be dual threats, right. But you have one where you can rely on.
Because Chris Leak was
considered dual threat. Or one you can rely on more for throwing, and one you can rely on more for running. And because what they used to do is after Tebow would come out smashing them up the middle 3 times, you could put Chris Leak in, and then he could run the same exact play. But the defense is already shifted and said, all right, now we don't got to deal with Tebow. They're about to pass. And then what you see Chris Leak up the middle for the touchdown. Because I always remember that. I think that's how it was some championship game. I think it was the
SEC championship.
It was the SEC championship game. They did that to Arkansas where it was, they thought Chris Leak back in, they about to pass it. What he do? He run the same draw play up the middle.
Right up the middle.
And that, if we have Franks in Emory going out there, defense is not going to like that. And it's not that Emory gets half of the snaps. It's just that Emory's going to get...
How many snaps? What percentage?
10% of the snaps. I would have no problem. Because then he could run any of the plays. And he could even go out there and throw the ball, which we've already seen him do.
Yeah?
So that's what I want. I'm looking for that. Because I know that what that does is that also... the throwing is not what I want out of it. What I want is the dynamics of his feet. The fact that when he comes in, the defenses are going to have to super key on his feet, but then not be able to throw away the rest of the offense because he can throw the ball. I just think that's always going to be good that they had the game plan for 2 quarterbacks every game. 2 quarterbacks every game. So let him get, just 10% of the snaps.
Okay. Do you think that? I know what you think, so I'm not going to ask.
Yeah.
I think that that's going to affect Feleipe Frank's confidence.
Yeah, and that's what you're worried about.
Right. That's what I'm worried about. And I think if you affect his confidence, you know what I'm saying, then you might as well just take him and go with Emory Jones.
You might as well go with Emory.
Might as well go with him.
Keep putting Emory.
Look, they could win the SEC with either one of them. I think they could win it with either. I think they'll have a tougher chance winning it outright right now with Emory Jones.
I would think so too, because even with him out there, you saw he made mistakes. He was making mistakes, which you were okay with because you're like, that's why you need to go out there and make the mistakes. Yes. But it's not like he was out there not making mistakes, where you're much more confident being like, oh, he just needs to go.
He looks like a gamer. Yeah, in my opinion.
Yeah, he needs to be out there more.
Right. But not this year.
Not this year yet. You see, I am much more of the let him go out there and don't stunt the playbook when he's out there. Obviously play to his strengths, but don't take away stuff from him.
But you don't want him to get tricked out there too, Because, a lot of, how these young freshmen, quarterbacks who never played, you know what I'm saying? Sometimes the D coordinator can get the best of them.
See, my thing is...
not recognizing the coverage,
By ceiling for Emory Jones at this point, and we haven't seen so much on him, so I didn't see Emory Jones go through a year with McElwain as his coach, trying to run McElwain's offense, even though I can run a little bit too. You don't want to run me at all.
Right.
We saw Franks do that. So I don't know what Emory Jones would have looked like, but still in my mind, Emory Jones would have looked better in that situation than Franks did. I don't know if that's true or not. In my mind, Emory Jones has a higher ceiling.
He does.
And I don't want to clip him from reaching his ceiling by still trying to reach.
Do you think that Emory Jones thinks that it's time for him to play?
I know by halfway through next year, Emory Jones will, for sure. No matter how.
That's going to be a problem.
No matter how well we're doing, I think it's going to be impossible for Emory Jones to not think he wants to play by next year with Justin Fields and fucking the guy who just won it.
Trevor Lawrence.
Trevor Lawrence.
Mm-hmm.
With all of them playing, at some point he's going to think he wants to be.
Yeah, he probably thinks he is. He probably think he can be Trevor Lawrence. He probably think he can do what Trevor Lawrence did to what's his name, their quarterback at Clemson. What was that kid's name?
Kelly Bryant.
Yeah, Kelly Bryant.
I think he's going to Missouri now, so he's gonna be in the SEC.
Yeah,
it'll be interesting to see what they.
But what I'm saying is he probably thinks he can do that. Even though technically Trevor Lawrence didn't do it. The coaching staff.
The coaching did it, I don't know. It's an interesting conversation.
Beat him out in camp.
We'll see. Yeah, we'll see where Emory is really.
Beat him out in fucking camp.
We'll see where Emory is really in spring, because I think, to me, honestly, I think Emory's going to have improved. Mm-hmm. Like, we know that he's going to improve enough in camp where Dan Mullen's going to have to make a decision about. I think he's going to have to give him 10% of the snaps. That's what I think. That's
just to keep him, just to kind of appease him.
Not just because he's going to have earned it.
Oh, you think he's going to?
Because I don't think.
I got you.
I think when you, in my mind, just because Emory Jones is more accurate, I think he has better vision than Franks too. Like vision, even when Franks runs, you can tell he don't always see the whole field.
Right.
So when he passing, you can tell he's not seeing the whole field.
Well, right? No, he's not.
Because if you're running, you're looking to dodge people too. So you got to pan everything and you're tucking the ball. And when he passing in the pocket, he's not running away from anybody. Right. He's just looking at the field. I don't think he see everything, right? So I think
some of the throws that he makes would have you believe that he doesn't read the whole field.
He's not seeing as much as everyone else is seeing.
Right.
I think Emory has much better vision. So I think in practice,
that's yet to be seen.
In practice, you're gonna see him making better passes, finding easier reads in the offense. making the easier play. He gonna move the offense. He gonna move the offense. He hasn't been in the game. He hasn't been in the game and not moved the offense.
You excited for the spring football game?
Yes, because I think what we're gonna see is that he is at the same level as Frank.
I'm excited to see that.